I can feel it in the back of my mind. It's like Mary Jane came at the right time. While I'm feeling divine, I take a look at the sky to make me feel like a nigga wanna stay high. Take a look at my eyes, you probably think it was dry when you see a nigga eyes that no food. Now people cooking niggas so cool. I've been high all day, me and the niggas that I'm close to. Up in the glass house glow, and I'm loving this shit. Mary Jane to the brain, I'm in love with your bitch. Don't know what I do if it didn't exist. What better way to calm me down when I'm stressing this shit? See, it's a blessing for this. Now what it end though? Getting higher than I can't go. Roll it up, I wanna see it in the earth, let the wind blow. All I wanna see is big smoke.
Just blow and blow with me. Like a marijuana, you like a marijuana, we like a marijuana, legalize marijuana. Just blow and blow with me. Like a marijuana, you like a marijuana, we like a marijuana, legalize marijuana.
Sparking up the Mary J. Every day in my own zone, getting blow. Holding down the play, cause when I'm chief and hate, lows how my eyes lay when I'm so broke. Kissing your lips and inhaling your soul. Ooh, baby girl, love the way that you're breaking me out. Like in the rough when you're making me cough and eating my thoughts. Keeping G's and cheese cause your company cows. When we together, we do nothing but floss. But when the boy Lord knows gets too hard to maintain, the only bitch that I faithfully claim, steady massaging my brain and keep a player on top of my game. Calm and cool every time that we hang. Me and my books always running the train, sucking your body cause you never remains. Feeling pleasure when I watch you flame. Hoping another will change to see the second chill back while I'm smoking the chain.
And blow with me. Like a marijuana, you like a marijuana, we like a marijuana, legalize marijuana. Just blow and blow with me. Like a marijuana, you like a marijuana, we like a marijuana, legalize marijuana.
See, all I wanna do is smoke a stack from a real niggas coming up the block, need hard. Smoking on trees got me dropping to the knees, so I gotta get a praise to the skies and the stars. If I wanna get high tonight, Mr. Freaky just roll me a blunt, we can both get blow. Coming out the crook, smoking big fat Optimo. See the lies, but them hoes can't stop us though. Who the pros of this motherfucker smoking big weed? Coming up the block, me and Mr. Funky. Got no money, but I'm still blowing trees. They don't give a damn what you think about me. I'm a stone crook soldier, never been a buster. Blowing on trees and Miss Much done told ya. Hitting the scene with a pocket full of green, and you know what that means. We all getting high.
Just blow and blow with me. Like a marijuana, you like a marijuana, we like a marijuana, legalize marijuana. Just blow and blow with me. Like a marijuana, you like a marijuana, we like a marijuana, legalize marijuana. Share some more.
We gonna do one for my nigga DJ Unk, man. Real talk. RP to DJ Unk, man.
To amuse you is my only wish.
Gladiator 2 is an absolute triumph and now streaming on Paramount Plus.
The odds are against you. The odds are always against me.
It's an epic spectacle. And for
Hey, now walk it out. 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 DJ Must on the track. Walk it out. DJ Southside walk it out. We at it again, baby. Northside walk it out. Here we go. Now walk it out. 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 Now Westside walk it out. Southside walk it out. Eastside walk it out. Northside walk it out. Now hit the dance floor. Hey, bend your back low. She do it with no hands. Now stop, pop, and roll. I'm smoking bubble hoe. Yeah, they in trouble hoe. I like the way she move. An undercover hoe. Now everybody leaning. I make the crowd rock. Now go and walk it out. I see they on my job. She want that bubble gum. Is they the double mint twin? Two hoes shooting me, so I know that I'ma win. It's on once again. Patron once again. I threw my head back, then I froze like the wind. Westside walk it out. Southside walk it out. Eastside walk it out. Northside walk it out. Now 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 walk it out. They walk it on the east, they walk it on the west. The south side just got it, north side snap your neck. In the club on the booth, big stacks, no flex. These suckers wanna try me, tell them too long dead. He walk it in his warrant, steady smoking on fruits. She walked it with a friend, all in a snow boots. Oh shit, there they go. They walk it on the floor. Grey goose, double shot, it'll let your body go. My niggas on my side, haters hate, think it's funny. I walk it on these niggas, now I'm getting to the money. Froze on them hoes, I'm not talking about dancing. Don't count on the charm, diamond steady dancing. Now walk it out, 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 now walk it out. West side walk it out, south side walk it out, east side walk it out, north side walk it out. Now walk it out, 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 now walk it out. Now west side walk it out, south side walk it out, east side walk it out, north side walk it out. Okay, now do it how you do it, go and walk it out. I said do it how you do it, go and walk it out. Okay, do it how you do it, go and walk it out.
Man, salute to 985J, man. I'm just throwing my pass and my little respect on to DJ real quick, man. And pass on DJ 24th, man, Friday.
Now walk it out. I said do it how you do it, go and walk it out.
Y'all give me just a second, man. I done got a call. Hold on. My bad about that, man. So shit, today, man, we're gonna be talking about a couple of things, man. We got a lot of shit going on in the world, man. Not too much good, sad to say, but we got a lot going on, man. Some stories and situations that stood out to me that I was like, damn, nigga, this is just very heinous. Why is this shit going on right now, man? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and we're gonna start off with the confirmation of Pete Hegseth, man, as the Secretary of Defense, man. Like, I don't even understand that shit at all, man. But we're gonna start off by playing a clip, then we're gonna talk about it, man.
Mr. Hegseth, I do not believe that you are qualified to meet the overwhelming demands of this job. We must acknowledge the concerning public reports against you. A variety of sources, including your own writings, implicate you with disregarding the laws of war, financial mismanagement, racist and sexist remarks about men and women in uniform, alcohol abuse, sexual assault, sexual harassment, and other troubling issues. I have reviewed many of these allegations and find them extremely alarming. Indeed, the totality of your own writings and alleged conduct would disqualify any service member from holding any leadership position in the military, much less being confirmed as the Secretary of Defense. Nonetheless, I understand that you reject many of these reports as they involve whistleblowers, non-disclosure agreements, and anonymous, although numerous, sources, including those who have faced political intimidation for sharing their experiences. I hope you will address each of these allegations thoroughly and truthfully during your testimony. Just as importantly, I hope you will pledge to prevent any repercussions for whistleblowers, both civilian and military, if confirmed. Mr. Hegseth, during our meeting last week, you said that if confirmed, your top priority would be, quote, restoring a warrior culture to the Department of Defense, because you believe the U.S. military has been weakened by political correctness. Over the years, you have made clear your opinion of the military's diversity initiatives. As you have said, quote, diversity is not our strength, unity is. And on a recent podcast, you said, quote, I'm straight up just saying we should not have women in combat roles. When I joined the Army as a young officer in the 1970s, the U.S. military was rife with racial tension. Women were prohibited from serving in most roles. Gay service members were banned, and we relied on a national draft to fill our ranks. The soldiers I served with were proud to do so, but it was certainly not the nation's most capable military by any standard. We have made great progress since then. Today, the Department of Defense is fully integrated. Every race and religion is accepted. Women serve in all combat roles and leadership positions. Sexual orientation is irrelevant to service, and the all-volunteer force visibly reflects the nation it protects. Our military is more diverse than it has ever been, but more importantly, it is more lethal than it has ever been. This is not a coincidence. Mr. Hegseth, I hope you will explain why you believe such diversity is making the military weak and how you propose to undo that without undermining military leadership and harming readiness, recruitment, and retention. Mr. Hegseth, another reason I'm deeply concerned about your nomination is your disregard for the law of armed conflict and your support for service members who have been convicted of war crimes. You have championed the pardoning of military members who were turned in by their fellow soldiers and SEALs. And let me emphasize that. They weren't discovered by reporters. They were turned in by fellow soldiers and fellow SEALs. And also pardoning of military contractors convicted of killing 14 Iraqi citizens without cause. You have also advocated for the restitution of interrogation methods like waterboarding that have been defined as torture, and you have belittled the advice and counsel of the Judge Advocates General while on deployment. In your book, The War on Warriors, you write, quote, should we follow the Geneva Convention? If our warriors are forced to follow rules arbitrarily and asked to sacrifice more lives so that international tribunals feel better about themselves, aren't we just better off in winning our wars according to our own rules? Mr. Hegseth, I would ask that you explain how you, if confirmed, would maintain good order and discipline within our forces and the support of our allies and partners by rejecting international law and the law of war. I'm also concerned about your abilities as a competent manager of organizations far less complex than the Department of Defense. From 2008 to 2010, you led the organization Veterans for Freedom, which had an annual budget of less than $10 million. In each year you were in charge, expenses far exceeded revenues until the organization teetered on bankruptcy and had to be merged with another group. In fact, according to public reporting, an independent forensic accountant reviewed the organization's finances and discovered evidence of gross financial mismanagement. I would note that this report has not been made available to any government agencies, which is, I think, alarming. But a Republican advisor to you during your tenure at the organization who read the report stated, and I quote, I watched him run an organization very poorly, lose the confidence of donors. The organization ultimately folded and was forced to merge with another organization who individuals felt could run and manage funds on behalf of donors more responsibly than he could. I don't know how he's going to run an organization with an $857 billion budget and 3 million individuals. And that is the only comment we've had and the only access we've had to the forensic report. A similar thing happened with the Concerned Veterans for America, a second veterans group that you led from 2011 until 2016. During those 5 years, tax records show that the organization spent more than it raised. Just as troubling are reports that a significant amount of debt was incurred from social events and parties filled with excessive drinking and questionable personal behavior. Mr. Hegseth, I hope you will explain what actions you will take, if confirmed, to be a better steward of Defense Department's large budget. Finally, while I appreciate our meeting last week, it is unacceptable that you did not meet with any other Democratic members of this committee before this hearing. as has been our bipartisan tradition. During my time in the Senate, I have voted for and worked closely with Secretaries of Defense appointed by Republican presidents. While we may disagree politically, there was always an understanding that rank partisanship should have no place when it comes to providing for the men and women who serve in uniform. And Mr. Hegseth, I am troubled by the many comments you have made both as a commentator and in your published writings. For example, in your book, American Crusade, you wrote, quote, modern leftists who represent the soul of the modern Democratic Party literally hate the foundational ideas of America. You also wrote, the other side, the left, is not our friend. We are not esteemed colleagues, nor mere political opponents. We are foes. Either we win or they win. We agree on nothing else. Mr. Hegseth, if confirmed as Secretary of Defense, you would lead an organization that, like the country it represents, is composed of Democrats and Republicans. Yet your language suggests that you regard many of these men and women as foes. And I would ask you to explain why service members and civilians who do not share your political opinions can trust that they will not be targeted during your tenure. Indeed, the challenge of the Secretary of Defense is to remove partisan politics from the military. You propose to inject it. This would be an insult to the men and women who have sworn to uphold their own apolitical duty to the Constitution. Mr. Hegseth, you are the 9th nominee for Secretary of Defense that I've had the honor to consider as a member of the Senate Armed Services Committee. I have voted in favor of all your predecessors, including those in the first Trump administration. Unfortunately, you lack the character and composure and competence to hold the position of Secretary of Defense. Thank you.
I know that was long, but shit, every word, he hit the nail right on the head, man. Drinking problems, social problems, marriage problems, you know what I'm saying? And then you got your own foundations and shit that you come up with. You can't even manage that money right. Probably because it's all going to drinking. Shit, I'm just saying, man. And this is going to be our Secretary of Defense. If they wanted to talk about Lloyd Austin being a fucking DEI hire, a 4-star general, man, they wilding. This is wild. You know what I'm saying? Now, you have, you know what I'm saying, pretty much, I'm sure a good chunk of the Democratic senators, probably all of them down there, you know what I'm saying, voted no. And then you had, you know what I'm saying, what, 3? Maybe I would say all of them, but it was a good majority of them. I want to say they voted no. You had 3, you know what I'm saying, Republican senators, what you call it, Mitch McConnell, Larry Marshowitz, and Susan Collins, man. With Susan and Lisa, I want to say, I call it Lori at first, but Lisa, you know what I'm saying, they both definitely did not like the whole past relationships, with both of them having that being one of their particular downfalls, man. So we already got the GOP barely, you know what I'm saying, holding it together, man, with, you know what I'm saying, with J.D. Vance being the saving vote to get who Trump felt was the great Secretary of Defense that they need, man, for this administration, man. And I have to, you know what I'm saying, say, man, this man has no foreign policy experience whatsoever. He's was in the National Guard. I thought he was in the Marines, man. I didn't find that, man. Maybe I was tripping. I'm about to go look back again, because I definitely thought I seen it the first time I looked up this man. But it mostly said something about him being in the National Guard and the fact that he was fired for, you know what I'm saying, basically being a part of a 12-man plot to do like some kind of threat during the Biden inauguration. So that was, you know what I'm saying, like, interesting to me. You know what I'm saying? That was even a thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, how this man writing books about pretty much attacking a whole political side of the country. I mean, and you got Kash Patel did the same damn thing. Shit. That's supposed to be the FBI director. Okay. But Trump, man, Trump got so much going on right now, man. It's hard to keep up with all of it, man. Executive orders all out the ass. But this nigga right now, man, he got his eyes set on Denmark. He wants Greenland.
People really don't even know if Denmark has any legal right to it. But if they do, they should give it up because we need it for national security.
Of course, everybody is interested in hearing what is Greenland's position. And Greenland is not for sale. Greenland will never be for sale. We're well aware of the importance that Greenland has, but we're not for sale, and it's not up to US to decide what's going to happen. It's up to the Greenlandic population. Greenland is not mega. Greenland is not going to be mega. But I think the majority in Greenland, they find it quite scary, actually, and quite uncomfortable that there's so much focus on Greenland and that US is actually, in a disrespectful way, showing that they would like to be buying Greenland or controlling Greenland. That is not what the population in Greenland wants.
And Trump supposedly had a 45-minute call with the Denmark leader. What's her name, man? Let me find this name. It's some shit I can't pronounce. Let's just say that. You know what I'm saying? But he ended up talking to her for about 45 minutes, man. And pretty much he's saying that he gonna impose tariffs if they refuse to sell. You know what I'm saying? Sell Greenland. This is definitely gonna be a crazy situation right here, because this might cause some of our allies to, you know what I'm saying, jump ship, man. Like Trump taking a bold move right here. And I get the whole strategic, you know what I'm saying, what you would think, the military shit behind it, and the routes up there in the Arctic, and the fact that Russia's right there, you know what I'm saying. The other European countries are right there. It's like, shit, people want to have control over that type of shit. The way Trump going about doing it, I don't know if this is going to be good for the country, man. I don't know if this is going to be good for us in the long run, for sure. But Trump, with a pick like Pete Hegseth, the diplomacy is definitely not going to be the thing, man. You know what I'm saying? This shit, you know what I'm saying? Some of the shit he said about what he said, the overhaul. He's gonna overhaul particular policies that he deems woke. You know what I'm saying? This could mean anything, man. Woke could mean anything. We want to make sure black people and white people have equal, you know what I'm saying, opportunity in the military. Oh, that's woke. Get it out of here. You know what I'm saying? Like, this whole woke shit that they trying to attack, man, they could reach to all of us, man. They already reimagining the 14th Amendment, man. Birthright citizenship is right now being fought about, when this was something that was never a discussion. You telling me that people born here in America, have to have their citizenship questioned because their parent might have not been you know what I'm saying, illegal when they was birthed here? Like, shit, you can't help when a baby come, nigga. So what the fuck are we talking about? But honestly, man, I see this shit getting more and more crazier. We talking about getting rid of a big chunk of our agricultural workforce, our construction workforce. A lot of shit, you know what I'm saying, gonna come to a standstill because white Americans, black Americans, a lot of us are not gonna fill these positions. Some of us will. But a lot of people is not just gonna up and go decide, hey, I want to go, you know what I'm saying, pick strawberries and, you know what I'm saying, and all this different shit. And man, all the shit that they got to do, bro. All the shit they doing, landscaping and all that different. I ain't saying that only Mexicans do it, but shit, we know they dominating in a lot of these spots, man. Because they were doing the same shit in Mexico. And we know how much we done benefited off that shit. I'm not gonna sit here and say that, oh yeah, this illegal immigration ain't got out of hand in certain instances, but this shit has been a issue for the longest, man. When they decided to make certain, you know what I'm saying, asylum laws and different shit like that, man, they didn't know what president they was setting, you know what I'm saying, when they was bringing in certain people and shit. You know what I'm saying? That made other people decide, hey, this is the way I'm gonna do it too. I ain't saying that all of it is scams, but shit, yeah, you got your you every situation you gonna have a certain part of it is gonna be people coming in just bullshitting. Whether it be government assistance, whether it be military spending, whether it be business practices, all this shit. It's always gonna be a level of fuckery. So we can't sit here and only point out the fact that we got fuckery and some of the shit that's the social safety nets for many Americans who can't afford to live. And we got people that's saying, oh man, protecting the poor, that shit woke. Protecting the vulnerable and the weak, that shit woke. Okay, that shit, that's how you see it, bro. Well, shit, I ain't never heard in my life people wanting to demonize woke so much, man. Remember when woke, nigga, it was the white, I ain't gonna say just white people, but it was like the hippie movement and shit with all that woke shit started coming about. Now they running away from their own shit because, oh man, it's too much shit going on with the LGBTQ. It's too much shit going on with the black shit. You know what I'm saying? There's too many black people coming up. We seeing too many black people in too many different spaces and shit. Mexicans coming up and they doing their shit. And then the whole time, the numbers is dwindling over there on their side, man. Not saying that it just, you know what I'm saying, fell off that far. But shit, you going from in the 80s and 70 percentiles of white people in this country to 60 and shit like that. So you got to take a little bit of systemic, you know what I'm saying, changes in situations in order for them to still be, you know what I'm saying, 70%, over 70% of the workforce. You know what I'm saying? But we don't talk about those disparities. But Marco Rubio, man. Yeah, what is it? Forgot what that was, the secretary or something, man. But he done decided, man, to you know what I'm saying, stop all funding to foreign countries, you know what I'm saying? We halting all, you know what I'm saying, aid to foreign countries, which would kind of make sense, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, he's deciding to still send money to Israel and Egypt. Now, why those two countries in particular? I do not fucking know, man. I was really trying to figure out what's significant, especially with Israel having this ceasefire shit going on. You know what I'm saying? 200 Palestinians traded for 4 Israeli female soldiers. So that's it was baffling to me, man. That, and if you look at shit they sent outside of Ukraine, shit, 33 billion to Israel, 1.5 billion to Egypt. That's a lot of fucking money, man. Think about how much you could have done right here in America with $4.8 billion. They say we can't do nothing for y'all. We can't do nothing for y'all niggas, bro. We can't do nothing for you, man. America, this America. But I found that funny, man, reading that article, man. I thought that stood out to me, that we still sending money to Israel and Egypt. But he's halted all spending and sending money to all other countries. Now, I don't know how much money we sending these other countries at all. I'm wondering, like, what the fuck? How much money is we sending to other countries and shit? But the fact that we, you know what I'm saying, because 40, you know what I'm saying, 4.8 billion together, but $3.3 billion, man. That's a lot of money, man, to Israel, bro. They supposed to be ending the war now. Why are we still, you know what I'm saying, sending them any money at this point? I'm just saying, man. That shit don't make sense to me, man. Mexico is refusing to accept, you know what I'm saying, deportees that have been sent to Mexico. So they've been having to reroute to Guatemala and drop off many of these, which many of them are coming from the Central American countries. A lot of people like to put it all on Mexicans and shit when it be Honduras and El Salvador and Guatemala and shit like that. That have a lot of these immigrants coming through Mexico. So yeah, man, I was talking about it on one of my shorter videos, how, you know what I'm saying, Greg Abbott had went on a campaign, you know what I'm saying, putting out certain signs like your children will be raped by coyotes and different shit like that, and you know what I'm saying, you will be going to jail and all this shit in the all over South America and South Mexico up to the border. So, you know what I'm saying, that shit was really, you know what I'm saying, like how I look at it, really fucked up, you know what I'm saying, to put up images of showing like what could happen, like the kids being pregnant and shit like that, bro. That's the images that they were showing. Like, it was really kind of fucked up to me. Like, and it's not like they don't know this shit. In my opinion, ain't nobody making a trip through all these different countries trying to get to America and not knowing that they might deal with some criminals, cartel niggas, all that type of shit. So for them to sit there and, you know what I'm saying, put all that shit up as if it's gonna really deter them and not just really, you know what I'm saying, be more of a, like, you don't know, just anxiety and stress that a motherfucker gotta keep seeing as they going through their shit. You know what I'm saying? Which I'm gonna say, if a nigga gotta leave their country to come to America, I'm pretty sure they probably facing that type of shit in their country anyway. But because we do have migrant crime, we do have a very large illegal immigrant problem. There is situations where we gotta try to do something to stop it. I don't know if the billboard's gonna help, but this is what Greg Abbott doing, man. But that's just a little old story that I thought kind of resonated with that shit. But Mexico ain't playing that shit, man. They said fuck all that shit, man. But the funding that they freezing to these foreign countries, man, a little bit of it, you know what I'm saying, is supposed to be going to like AIDS research and HIV and shit like that. Which, even though I guess in this country we got Magic Johnson living and shit, doing his damn thing now, still with the shit. But in other countries, I'm pretty sure it's still a big deal, especially countries that don't have as highly developed medicine or whatever they try to call it or say. So that shit is really fucked up situation, man. But we gonna get into a little bit of the of this side story, man, that I had watched on Law and Crime, man. Cause, man, it seemed like it's been a bulk of like children being either, you know what I'm saying, hurt, some shit, like, you know what I'm saying, whether it be black or white, bro. I've been seeing a lot of that shit, man. I know a lot of people, you know what I'm saying, especially black, you know, about Nazaya, you know what I'm saying, Harrison. I think I'm saying the name right. But you know what I'm saying, in that whole situation, her being missing for 10 weeks and shit, and then I'm guessing the boyfriend, stepdaddy or whatever, being a nigga that got arrested and shit, Jarvis Butts. But this right here, man, is a case of a coach and his wife, man, molesting, you know what I'm saying, and messing with kids for like 15 fucking years before they got caught, man. This shit is wild, man.
Shocking allegations hanging over a Southern Ohio high school, sparking a civil lawsuit. It alleges years of sexual abuse and people turning a blind eye to it. The lawsuit was filed in federal court this week, and it claims more than 15 years of sex abuse by a wrestling coach and his then wife. NBC4's Kyle Beachy breaks down what the victims are saying happened in the home of two people they trusted.
This case is 20 years in the making, and these allegations of sexual abuse, grooming, and covering it up are just now coming out, even though attorney Craig Tuttle says a dozen adults knew for years.
Who knew about this? Who allowed this to happen for so long? And as we dug in, we learned a lot about, a really terrible pattern of ignoring bad behavior, condoning bad behavior, and that's what allows something like this to go on for 15 or more years.
This lawsuit filed Monday in the Southern District of Ohio names the Gallia County Local School District and River Valley High School. It alleges the wrestling coach and ag teacher Matthew Huck, along with his wife at the time, Paige Huck, a cheer coach and substitute teacher, would host sleepovers with wrestlers, football players, and cheerleaders dating back to at least 2004.
It seems like it was common knowledge, at least among the student body, that this stuff was happening for years.
During these parties, witnesses say there were drugs, alcohol, and sexual abuse in which several male students ages 15 to 17 would engage in sex acts with the cheer coach while her husband knew and sometimes watched.
It's disgusting, it's repulsive, it's shocking, and some would say unbelievable. I said that when I first started looking at it. I said, there's no way this is true. If half of this is true, it's shocking and unbelievable.
The civil lawsuit names only John Doe 1, the first victim to come forward. 5 other clients, 4 men and 1 woman, also moving forward with civil suits.
Ohio law requires educators, even on a suspicion that a child is being abused or may be abused, have to report that. They have a legal duty to report it. If they don't, it's a crime.
Tuttle is citing Title IX and 1983 civil rights law, claiming reckless indifference by teachers, coaches, and administrators who knew or were told of the abuse over more than a decade.
And something like this doesn't happen because 3 or 4 people remain quiet. It happens because dozens of people remain quiet for years.
Paige Huck was indicted in August this year on 6 counts of sexual misconduct with a minor.
We're talking about, from what we've heard from witnesses, probably at least 2 students a year for 15 years.
None of the current administrators at River Valley High School are named in the suit. The superintendent, however, did respond with a statement saying, quote, "The district has been made aware of the charges filed. The district continues to cooperate with the appropriate agencies." Matthew Huck was placed on administrative leave by the district. That's according to that statement from the superintendent.
And the craziest thing about this shit, man, is the time they get. You know what I'm saying? Homie got like 6 years, bro. He like messed with a cheerleader in 2004. I want to say that's the only thing they actually got him on, other than like the weird shit he would do, like watching his wife get like trains ran on her by all the wrestlers and shit like that, bro. Like his wife, man, she ended up getting 10 years, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, his wife was on some like super like porno type shit like that. Like, he was like the cuck type situation, man. Like, this shit was downright like disturbing, bro. And then it just took me down a rabbit hole, bro. Because as I was watching Law and Crime, man, like, it's a lot of these kind of stories coming out, man. 2 cases of women being pregnant by 12-year-olds. You know what I'm saying? A 5th grade teacher, and I want to say, I don't know if the other one was a 5th grade teacher, but the one that I had wrote down for sure was a 5th grade fucking teacher, man. You know what I'm saying? And the father figured it out because this nigga was on social media looking at one of her pictures of her children. I want to say it was a son. And he was like, damn, that look like my son. Kind of look like me a little bit. And an investigation ended up coming up out of him being just saying that shit. And I guess bringing it to her attention and then other people attention. And I guess, you know what I'm saying, people started digging in and figuring out some shit, man. But, man, like, school ain't safe, nigga. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm gonna say. Cause one was in Ohio with the Huck, Paige Huck and Matthew Huck. Whatchamacallit, man. The one that I wrote down about the lady, man, she was in New Jersey. I think the other lady was like in Tennessee. Man, this shit is all over, man. And it's kind of sad, bro, because all the stories that I wrote down, man, it's just so much just like shit that have been happening in the past like week or so, you know what I'm saying? Or a couple weeks, or even if you say years with some of this shit with the cases, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's ridiculous, bro. Like, it's like the evil just trying to come out at this point, man. And it's, you know what I'm saying? It's best to stay on game, man. Stay on game is, you know what I'm saying? But like I was talking about with the hostage exchange, man. We got a little clip of them talking about the hostage exchange real quick, and man, we're gonna just talk about it real quick. And man, what does this ceasefire continue to look like, man? Because the Palestinians, they free they freed and shit. They're going to some other country now. I don't know exactly which country, but they can't be back in their homeland and shit. You know what I'm saying? But they exchanged 200 prisoners for 4 soldiers, man. Like, I think Pete Hegseth would not have made the same deal. I'll just say that, man. How he feels about women soldiers, because these were all 4 women soldiers, man, and they gave up 200 Palestinians, man. It's kind of some people look at that and criticize that, man. We're gonna see what we're gonna look at the video and we're gonna see what y'all think, man.
Is carrying more than 100 Palestinians released from Israeli prisons arrive in Ramallah in the occupied West Bank. They're guarded by Palestinian security forces as they're welcomed home. Still wearing their prison uniforms, the former detainees are carried through jubilant crowds, cheering and celebrating their freedom.
The conditions were really dire in every aspect, from the food to ill treatment, from uniform to sleeping conditions. I received death threats. The Israeli officer threatened he would kill me. He said, "We will hunt you down."
But for some, it's a bittersweet release.
My feelings are beyond any words, beyond any description. I feel bitterness for the remaining Palestinian detainees. They are all our children, our loved ones.
70 of the Palestinians freed have been serving lengthy or life sentences. Instead of being reunited with their families, they're being deported to a third country and never allowed to return either to Israel or the occupied Palestinian territories. In total, 200 Palestinians were released from detention, exchanged for Israeli captives as part of the ceasefire currently in place in Gaza. Earlier on Saturday, Hamas handed over 4 women, all soldiers, to the Red Crescent officers in Gaza City. They'd been held in the Strip since October the 7th, 2023. Members of Hamas military wing were out in full force to witness the handover, as were hundreds of Palestinians. The freed captives waved and smiled, bringing tears of joy to their friends and family waiting anxiously in Tel Aviv. The women were taken for medical checks before finally being reunited with their family.
I love you, all the citizens of the State of Israel who supported our families and embraced them, and all the soldiers who did everything for us.
A rare day of joy and relief, one shared by both Israelis and Palestinians. Barbara.
Yeah, man. I don't know if I don't know, man. Like, it's all, I guess, a good look, man, at the end of the day, man. Shit, people coming home, people done fighting wars and shit, man. I know them people happy that they, people coming home, and I know the Israeli people happy that they soldiers coming home, man. So I can't really too much talk bad about it, man. Salute to it, man. It is what it is, bro. You know what I'm saying? Shit. I appreciate somebody trying to keep the war from happening, man, because who knows what's going to happen with Trump, man, especially with this Greenland and Denmark situation, man. Trump trying to stand on business, man, and I don't know if that business is going to be what that is. And we seen what that happened with the rioters and all that shit like that. Matter of fact, I talked about it earlier this week. So Donald Trump pardoned the January 6th rioters. Even though we got video of these niggas running a coup d'etat on, like, Be real, man. Be for real, bro. About why we in awe of his every fucking move, man. Russia, like, hey, this nigga running his mouth too much, man. He threatening to sanction Russia. You know what I'm saying? If they don't end the war in Ukraine and make a deal. He also said Russia helped us win World War II when, you know what I'm saying, we kind of got in the war a little late. You know what I'm saying? According to the Russians, man, who fought the entire World War II, at least most of it. And Trump is showing what happens to disloyalty, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? It's provoking the security of Mike Pompeo, man. Knowing that Iran looking for that ass. There's also emails being sent out around, probably mostly the federal government and top places. Man, get rid of that DEI shit, man. Which, you know what I'm saying? We already knew this. But a judge stopped his birthright citizenship order. And we going to see what's going to happen. Because you know it's finna be a legal kung fu going on in this bitch. Like, honestly, fuck this nigga Trump, man. That's all I gotta say, bro. Vivek Ramaswamy gets the boot. I ain't buying this whole he want to run for governor shit. You don't create a system like Doge. As Ann Kelly here spoke, a critical role in the creation and decide, oh yeah, I'm gonna go run for governor. Man, they gave that man the boot. And with the recent executive orders that have been put into effect and the antics of the actually true, probably vice president, if not president, man, it's getting a little Third Reichish around here, man. And people are getting fired for even criticizing it. See, the thing is about checks and balances that, man, you got to have people who are critical in your work, regardless if you have good intentions or not. And we see the intentions of most of the GOP. It ain't never really been good intentions for minorities in most fashions, man. But you have people like Mike Pence and Liz Cheney and them that, you know what I'm saying, are critical of Trump, mostly because of just what he does on a national security basis. He did as far as trying to overturn the government and shit in the election, 2020 election, man. All his antics behind that, man. Like, this is some of the main reasons. You know what I'm saying? Even though they were critical of him, even in his first term, I'll say Liz Cheney for sure. But and Nikki Haley to a certain degree, even though she served on this man. So you think that people with this firsthand knowledge of this guy kind of the best people to, you know what I'm saying, judge on these things. But nah, let's go get loyalists. Let's go believe all the loyalists, people from Fox News, the WWE. And man, hey, y'all better be blessed, stay strapped, because it's going to get a little dangerous out here, G. I'm telling you. It's going to get a little dangerous out here, man. Especially if you're a minority, man. It's going to get dangerous, man. And it's not to say that it ain't already been dangerous, of course. But shit, man. When white folks got a free lane to just go after you, you know what I'm saying? That's what it's going to be. First it's going to be, you know what I'm saying? Oh, let's lay off niggas here and there in the third. But then it's going to be, oh, why is these niggas in public, man? We done fired them. Why are we seeing niggas? You know what I'm saying? Because niggas ain't going to just go away. You know what I'm saying? We ain't go away back then. We ain't going away now. Shit. That's what's going, you know what I'm saying, spark up. All it takes is a couple crazies, man. You know what I'm saying? You got school shooters inspired by Candace Owens. Like, that should tell you everything right there, man. Like, usually these niggas inspired by like dark shit. You know what I'm saying? Lucifer or some shit. You know what I'm saying? This motherfucker picked Candace Owens as a role model. I don't know. The kid, yeah, I don't know. Just as far as that, I ain't even gonna go touch on that all the way, man. But the youth is, you know what I'm saying, literally fucked up out here, man. We gonna talk about, you know what I'm saying, a 14-year-old Florida teen, man, that admitted to, you know what I'm saying, raping an elderly woman, man. For what reason? I do not fucking know, man. Like, but the boy, you know what I'm saying? I just want y'all to peep how this nigga is handled, man. Because he is handled with, you know what I'm saying, the utmost love and care, man. It's damn near sickening, bro. It is sickening. I ain't gonna say it's damn near.
Told police was absolutely terrifying. According to court documents, the woman said when the defendant jumped or pounced on top of her, she began to fight him by trying to push him off. Then he struck her face with his fists. Now keep in mind, as I told you, this is a 91-year-old woman laying in her bed in her own home. She told detectives she told the attacker to get off of her. Then she repeatedly prayed, "Dear God, please help me." And the defendant told her to shut up, shut up. Next, the victim said her underwear was torn off and she ended up face down and she was sexually assaulted. But then it stopped and the man left. During the investigation, detectives had encountered a 14-year-old boy named Jesse Stone in the neighborhood. They noticed a red stain on his clothes and asked to get a swab. His grandmother consented to that and him giving a DNA sample. Then 8 days after the sexual assault, detectives received the results that showed that Jesse Stone's DNA was left on the 91-year-old victim. They brought Jesse Stone into the sheriff's office in handcuffs. They sat him in a room by himself for quite a while.
Man, you doing all right? You need anything? All right, Jesse, I'm Ryan, and we're gonna come in here and talk to you just a little bit, okay? We're waiting for your mom to get over here, just so we can all be here and talk and figure out what's going on, all right? Okay. You sure you don't want water or anything? Okay, if you need some, just give the door a little knock, all right? Okay.
Jesse is in this room for more than
just the gentle and caringness, man, bro. I done been a youth being stopped and messed with by the police, man. Shit, I don't know how Florida is, but I'm gonna say Florida ain't too much different than, you know what I'm saying, Texas, nigga, especially how they did Trayvon, nigga. So shit, nah, bro. This is what we doing, bro. You know for a fact that they already done talked to the woman at this point. They know the way, know that she's been, you know what I'm saying, assaulted. This is how you handling the person that's finna, you know what I'm saying, that's possibly the perpetrator.
more than 2 hours, and eventually they give him a blanket. It was likely very cold in that room with the AC on. It is Florida in June, after all. They move Jesse Stone later to an interview room, and his grandma, who's raising him, shows up.
Jesse, I'm going to ask you some questions that might seem a little bit weird, but this is just to help me understand and to make sure that I'm on the same page as you. So, do you understand the difference between a truth and a lie?
Yes.
Okay, so tell me what the truth means to you.
The truth is what actually happened.
Okay. What's a lie mean?
Something that's made up or not true.
Okay.
The detectives read Jesse his rights, and they ask him about being out in the neighborhood the night that the woman was assaulted.
Do you remember that night? So when I showed you that video of you walking, so that would have been late Saturday night.
Yes.
Do you remember everything that you did that night?
Yeah, I couldn't go to sleep, so I got up and I headed down the road to watch the cars that are coming from the concert. I've watched them, the cars looking for modified vehicles for a while, and then I went walking across the street for, I'm guessing, an hour before I came back to my house.
So you heard there that the detectives had seen Jesse Stone on video in the neighborhood. They'd also met him in the neighborhood. Then Jesse Stone talked about seeing the victim hours before she was attacked. It was something the victim had already told the detectives, that the boy she knew as Randy John had stopped by.
Where was she at?
On the front porch, sitting in a rocking chair in front of the door.
Okay, gotcha. So what was the last time, like before then, when you had seen her, or I guess talked with her, like kind of like you did that day?
The last time I'd seen her before that was probably about, I would say, a week and a half before. She was driving down the road from like church or something.
Oh, okay.
And she just stopped and said hi real quick.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then do you remember the last time, like my understanding when we spoke the first time, and correct me if I got this wrong, that you, when you were younger, you used to go over and talk with her quite a bit.
I'd go over, talk, help her.
The detectives then asked Jesse Stone whether he had ever been in certain parts of the victim's home. And this leads to their big gotcha moment in this long exchange.
So she's never asked for your help to do those types of like household chores, so like laundry or whatever. Okay.
No, I've helped with the laundry machine, but not to do laundry.
Not like you've never done her laundry for her, or bed sheets or anything like that.
No.
You've never like taken a nap or slept in any of her bedrooms or anything like that.
No.
Okay. Do you remember if you've ever been in any of those bedrooms?
No.
No.
No. I've never been in any room other than the living room, kitchen, the bathroom.
Okay. Well, Randy Dunn, I think you probably know that I wouldn't ask that question unless I had a reason to.
Okay.
So I'm just going to be honest with you because, I mean, I feel like you've been mostly honest with me. And I know your mom's been honest with me. Is it okay if I call you his mom? Yeah. Brownie? Okay. I don't mean to. It's okay. Yeah. But when I came over to you on, I think that was Sunday, and I was asking you about your clothes and the video and such, and I explained that I wanted to get your DNA because I knew that you had been over there before because you mentioned, like you told us today, that you had talked with her. So I knew that you're, at the very least, there would be evidence of you being in the porch.
Yeah.
Right? So I went and met with your mom, and you guys signed a consent form, and we got your DNA.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So we sent your DNA and the sex kit up to the Florida Department of Law Enforcement, who does the testing stuff for stuff like that.
Okay.
Okay. Is there any reason at all that your DNA would be on her clothes?
Yeah, we hugged. When I said goodbye to her, we hugged, like a slight hug.
Okay.
That's.
Let me be a little bit more specific. Your DNA was on her underwear.
What?
And so I want you to really use this time here to be honest with me about what happened that night, because I think that we know what happened, and I think that your mom knows what happened because she also wrote down a list of times that you went in and out of the house that night, to include the time that the call came in. And I think you probably know that you wouldn't be in here unless we had a good reason to put you in.
I don't see. What?
It's not about see, Randy John. It's truth.
Yeah, truth. It's impossible for my DNA to be on her underwear.
That's what we like to think too, brother, but that stuff doesn't lie. That stuff doesn't get made up. Sometimes
That's what we like to think too, brother. That ain't how you would been talking to no nigga, man. That's what's, you know what I'm saying? Like I say, treat a rapist like a rapist, nigga, at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? That's how I look at this shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Y'all knowing for a fact that he done did this shit when y'all brought him in here. And the amount of care, you know what I'm saying, how gentle you is with this nigga. Shit, man. Ain't no nigga getting that same respect. This is what this is DEI. This is them being diverse with they tactics and having a heart for the perpetrator. Even though, come on, this is a 91-year-old woman. I don't know what would make him do such a thing, but come on, bro. I'm not saying beat this nigga up, but damn. Like, shit, really want to make sure you don't hurt this man's feelings, I see.
the truth can be hard. You seem like a really good guy, man. You seem
You
like
hear
you
that?
have your shoulders. You can make connections with people that need help. You go out there and you help other people. And there's people out there sometimes that make mistakes.
I'm gonna come over here and I want to
And
make sure.
that doesn't make you a bad person for making a mistake.
The detective then lays out photos of the victim,
Yeah.
showing Jessie Stone what had been done to her.
But we just need to understand, like, who is Randy John, man? I don't.
You hear the grandma.
And we don't think that that was the intention.
You hear the,
we need to understand what happened, man.
Randy, I want to be real clear with you. We know what happened. What I want to hear from your own words, everything that went on that night. God. Holy cow. I want to know why this happened.
Randy, help us understand that.
Randy, look at me for a second.
I took two things that I love, dancing and dogs, and I made them into a successful business. Hi, I'm Ronnie.
You did this exact same thing when I asked you about you walking down the road or jogging down the road at 11 o'clock. And you did the whole, I don't remember, and I was like, and you finally admitted to it. And I think this is the exact same thing. I know what happened. And it's only going to help you for you to be honest with me about what happened. Because like I said, we know what happened because we have your DNA at the crime scene.
Like you said, it's not like we're talking about a sweater that it was found on. It's in this elderly woman's underwear. What are you thinking, man? We're putting everything out here, and you're kind of just looking at all this, man. I know it might be a shock, but what are you thinking?
I'm overly confused.
What are you confused about?
I wasn't even near her house. I was across the street.
You just said she was at the house earlier, nigga. That's what I'm saying.
A whole hour.
Kid. Acting like he gonna talk his way out this shit.
Yeah. I said I was gone for about an hour.
The detectives leave the room, and Randy John is left with his grandmother.
Mom, I don't know if you want to have a couple minutes to talk with your son. Randy, I want you to think real long and hard about everything that happened. And I want to do this, listen, more than I want to have the truth from you about what happened, because I know that you know what happened, I want to do this for her. If she is as an amazing of a person as you say she is, and I believe you because I've talked with her, getting all of this out in the open for her is what matters. She deserves the truth to be told, and you know it. Personally, I can't believe that this is a horrible thing with you, John. That's a horrible thing. I don't even have the ability to do that. Well, it's hard for me to believe too. It's really hard for me to believe too that you would do a thing like this. I didn't. But how many times have you been caught in lies? I know. And this is the whole reason why you're on restriction. It's because you're not telling the truth about things. If this woman deserves to have the truth, she deserves it, and you know that. What? And don't say why's, Randy John, because why doesn't exist here. I wasn't at her house. Randy John, it's across the street. Look at her. Look at her. Look at her face. That's I don't even think like that. I've never seen you hurt anybody, but I don't wonder. What the hell were you doing outside at that time of night?
No,
It doesn't make any sense. Do you understand? Randy John, it doesn't make any sense. There's a million different things you can do. Being outside where you don't belong, and you know you don't belong out there. I'm sorry, but I'm an outdoorsy person. You're not an outdoorsy person. You're a sit in front of the TV kind of guy. Well, I don't have TV. I'm outside. Well, I don't know. I hope and pray you did not do this to this woman. I hope and pray. I hope and pray you did not do this. Because this is horrific. This is a human being. And she deserves justice. She does. If this would have happened to your sister, what would you do? Murder whoever did.
Whoa, yeah.
If you know anything about this,
Oh, yeah.
John, for her at least, if you care about her, tell the truth. tell the truth. We've been down that road before where you've been lying about something. You swear up and Randy John, you've lied about stuff before.
Jesse's grandmother leaves the room, and the detectives do most of the talking.
I just got done talking to your mom, and she said that, I mean, you're 14, right? I think every 14-year-old's got had some thoughts about what a woman's like and things like that. And I heard that you've been kind of exploring some nudity and pornography. Is that what's going on, man? The thing is, Grandma's got no reason to lie to me, and you have no reason to lie to me about that either. That's totally normal and totally fine. So is that something I heard you taking Grandpa's phone and taking a look at that?
No, I don't do it on Grandpa's phone. I haven't been able to do it since I had my computer because she takes everything away.
Yeah. Well, is it true that you were?
This could have been the reason why you decided to do what you did.
Okay. And like I said, and I think like Detective Hardy said, it's totally normal to want to find out about these things, especially for someone. It seems like you really truly cared about this woman.
Yeah.
And
are y'all
maybe
niggas
you just wanted to
serious?
figure out what was what, man.
What like? Maybe you went into there. You didn't expect her to be awake, and so you freaked out. You panicked.
Man, y'all is
That's what it looks like.
out.
Is that this was a oh shit, and then maybe you just walked around not expecting her to. Maybe you just wanted to knock her out. You didn't think you were hurt this bad.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got out of there.
Because what we're trying to figure out, Randy John, is like Detective Hardy said, like we're pretty certain of what happened. What we're trying to figure out is Randy John the kind of guy that breaks into people's houses with axes and chops them up into pieces and leaves them and murders them? Or did Randy John just make a mistake? Did he go into a house and expect this 91-year-old woman to be sleeping and maybe figure out something about life, and then things just went awry? Because thing is, people panic, man. And people do things that they don't mean and they don't want to do when they panic.
So the detectives, as you saw there, tried to make Jesse Stone feel comfortable, like he just made a mistake, so he would open up to them. Eventually, he confesses, saying that he watched pornography on the victim's iPad and then went into her room and assaulted her. His confession is redacted under Florida law, so you won't be able to hear it.
Honestly, Randy John, I feel like you probably wish that this had never happened. Like, I honestly still believe that you never really intended to hurt. Because you care about her.
I don't intend to hurt anyone.
The male detective and Jesse Stone.
Yeah, as you can see, bro, this is the justice system that we deal with, man. Where you can treat a 14-year-old rapist like this, but shoot a 12-year-old with a toy gun. Choke out a man selling loose cigarettes. Shoot a man getting this gun license, driver's license, and all that different shit, man. Man, come on, man. Niggas can't be serious, bro. Niggas can't be serious, dog. For real. Niggas could not be serious.
You were cool like Condoleezza Rice. You were cool, can't forget about Kanye.
That's for our next contestant, man. I just wanted to go and play it, you know what I'm saying, before I got him introduced to the forefront. Mr. Byron Daniels, come out, man.
When they see the border closed, they're going to say, this is what I voted for. When they see peace starting to break out again around the world, they're going to be like, this is the stability that we were asking for. Daddy's back. And that's what you're going to see.
So you just...
Fishman, fire for that! Fire for that! Fuck you mean daddy's back? You got your own dad. Daddy's back? I mean, good boy. How big would the check have to be for you to get on national TV with the Chris Paul cut, the Dark Caesar, no waves, and say, "Daddy's back," in reference to a white man. As a black man, raised up your whole life looking like that, with that face, with that head, with those genetics. This is what I mean when I tell you some niggas come from a long line of. This ain't the first time that's been said in his bloodline in reference to a white man. Daddy's back? Daddy? Are you a whore? Nah, you gotta be a whore. You gotta be a prostitute. How big is the check? I'll tell you how much it would take for me to get on TV and do that. $1 trillion. That nigga got me fucked up. Daddy's back? Nah, Fishman for real.
Nah, man. Daddy's back is nasty work, man. I don't know what Byron on, bro, these days, man. Byron a damn fool, man. But you know what I'm saying? Not everybody is, you know what I'm saying, sucking up to Big Daddy Trump. You know what I'm saying? Roland Martin got a little something to say, man. I'm gonna let him run that, man, real quick.
All of you Negroes who say it all. Democrats, they ain't doing this, they ain't doing that. No. Y'all ain't doing enough. We gonna make y'all pay. Well, please tell me 3 days in, how's that working out? Please tell me 3 days in how that's going. Oh, and I'm just letting y'all know. The Civil Rights Division, do not be shocked. Let me go ahead and put it on the table. Don't you be shocked when Trump's DOJ goes back to unwind every single consent decree that was negotiated by the Biden-Harris Department of Justice. And then what are all y'all Negroes gonna say? Are you that concerned about, because you think another stimulus check is coming your way, which ain't happening? Are some of y'all so interested in tax cuts, if that's gonna happen? You ain't benefiting from that. And so we must understand that when these liars sat there and said, "I disavow Project 2025. I don't know what's in it. I don't want to read it." Some of y'all said, see, Roland, I know why you keep talking about it, because, you know, he said he knew nothing about it. But he seemed to hire every single person who wrote it, and they are enacting every single one of Project 2025 policies. See, can't nobody sit here and say, man, damn, man, we didn't know. We didn't know this was going to happen. Yes, we did. And we told you. And a whole bunch of you shameful, pathetic, so-called black people who are on your YouTube channels, who are on your social media channels, calling yourself New Black Media. Man, look at them shields. Look at them shields. Look at them shilling for the Democratic Party. But now y'all got lots to say. Now, I saw one of these dumbasses tweeted, you know, "I never told nobody." All of you Negroes who say it all. Democrats, they ain't doing this, they ain't doing that. No. Y'all ain't doing enough. We gonna make y'all pay. Well, please tell me 3 days in, how's that working out? Please tell me 3 days in how that's going. Oh, and I'm just letting y'all know. The Civil Rights Division, do not be shocked. Let me go ahead and put it on the table. Don't you be shocked when Trump's DOJ goes back to unwind every single consent decree that was negotiated by the Biden-Harris Department of Justice. And then what are all y'all Negroes gonna say? Are you that concerned about, because you think another stimulus check is coming your way, which ain't happening? Are some of y'all so interested in tax cuts, if that's gonna happen? You ain't benefiting from that. And so we must understand that when these liars sat there and said, "I disavow Project 2025. I don't know what's in it. I don't want to read it." Some of y'all said, see, Roland, I know why you keep talking about it, because, you know, he said he knew nothing about it. But he seemed to hire every single person who wrote it, and they are enacting every single one of Project 2025 policies. See, can't nobody sit here and say, man, damn, man, we didn't know. We didn't know this was going to happen. Yes, we did. And we told you. And a whole bunch of you shameful, pathetic so-called black people who are on your YouTube channels, who are on your social media channels, calling yourself New Black Media. Man, look at them shields. Look at them shields. Look at them shilling for the Democratic Party. But now y'all got lots to say. Now, I saw one of these dumbasses tweeted, you know, I never told nobody not to vote for somebody, but you sure had a hell of a record of running down Biden and Harris and essentially supporting Trump with your comments, you bastard. But see, that's what some of y'all do. Oh, yeah. It ain't gonna, I love it. This ain't gonna be as bad. We survived Trump the first time. We can survive Trump this time. Mm-hmm. Oh, I remember y'all comments. I remember your post. I remember what you were saying. I remember when y'all were yelling, tangibles or no vote. I remember a whole bunch of y'all who were yelling tangibles who wanted economic opportunities. A whole bunch of y'all who were saying, we got to have, Kamala, oh no, see Kamala, no, her economic plan, it ain't good enough. Whole bunch of y'all were yelling and screaming about, we need this and we need that, and we want an economic plan just for black people. I'm going to deal with that in a second, the effort to defund Black America. But I need y'all to understand that there will not be any justice for black lives being taken on the federal level for the next 4 years. I don't think, I'm going to go ahead and put it down right now. I do not believe the Department of Justice Civil Rights Division under the twice impeached, criminally convicted felon, con man, thug Donald Trump. I don't believe they're going to pursue hate crime charges against anybody. If it involves somebody black, y'all, that ain't happening. I don't believe you're going to see them investigate a single police department. I don't believe, now mind you, they only did one last time. A small department in Louisiana. I don't think for a second you're going to see them investigate any wardens, any jailers. If you are a civil rights attorney, the door has not only been slammed shut in your face, they have simply not just locked it, they have welded that son of a bitch shut. There will be no bank of justice. There will be no place where we can go to seek recourse. And by the way, they're labeling anybody at Soros District Attorney, and they want to take them out too. But we tried to tell you. And if you believe that BS, and now you're whining and complaining, all I got for you is Scarface's No Tears.
Yeah, man. Trump America looking real bad for all. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't rich, your ass is out of there. And if your ass white, you might be all right. You know what I'm saying? But most definitely, nigga, I ain't gonna say that we can't come up out of this shit, though. I'm just saying, they trying to make it hard, bro. Equal protections, all that different shit, man, being played with, bro, like it's nothing these days, bro. Just executive order that shit. Nigga, you think that you can write an executive order to amend the Constitution? How does that make sense? And niggas voted for that shit. Niggas voted for that, bro. That is wild. That is wilder than anything else, bro. Niggas voted for the nigga who used an executive order to try to override an amendment, nigga. The 14th and 15th. Equal protections, man, under the law. You know what I'm saying? Do not discriminate against a person by race, gender, ideology, you know what I'm saying, former solid servitude. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. We really allowing that to be a thing, and then them fired, you know what I'm saying, whistleblowers with left and right. You know what I'm saying? I know 17 supposedly sometime today. That man finna get rid of all motherfuckers that could check him and just say, fuck it. We running through this government now. Shit, man, boy, the MAGA finna have a, you know what I'm saying, a political orgy on motherfucking law right now, bro. Federal law finna get real tight, for sure. This shit sad. I really, man, bro. I really don't know, man. And then the crazy thing about it is that we gonna be more and more isolated in this shit, bro. In this shit, man. Because ain't no, you know what I'm saying, man, countries, we already isolating other countries, man. You trying to take Greenland, bro. You pissing off Mexico, trying to drop off essays in Mexico that ain't even Mexicans. You know what I'm saying? They had to refuse motherfucking me immigrants, man. Okay, like, hold on, nigga, this ain't no Mexican. But them niggas like, oh man, my bad. They all look alike. Shit. You know what I'm saying? That just, man. This is a wild situation right here, man. But these niggas ain't gonna learn, bro. We been believing this shit this whole time, and we gonna keep on believing it, man.
President Trump dismissed at least 15 independent investigators, inspectors general, without notice. They're tasked with identifying fraud, waste, and abuse in the government. The inspectors general were reportedly notified by emails from the White House personnel director last night, telling them they were terminated effective immediately. Inspectors at the Pentagon and the Departments of State, Veterans Affairs, and Interior were all reportedly part of the late-night purge. The chief executive is expected to hire loyalists to fill the positions. Government watchdogs say the terminations appear to have violated federal law, which requires Congress to receive 30 days' notice of any intent to fire a Senate-confirmed inspector general. Today, President...
That's all God, man. That's all God, man. Fuck checks and balances, man. You know what I'm saying? All right, come on, man. We finna make the executive branch a monarchy in this bitch. They got niggas trying to write amendments to the, you know what I'm saying, or was it 22nd about the term limits, even though it's just one representative right now behind the shit. You know what I'm saying? It's probably not likely that it'll really change. It's the fact that they even trying to write up the legislation, man. It's the audacity, man. It's really wild. Man. But then, you know, some people feel like, oh man, that mean we could bring back Obama. No, sirski. Leave Obama ass where he at, man. Supposedly this nigga, they got these niggas in some kind of rumor shit with, you know what I'm saying, Jennifer Aniston and shit. Like, I'm like, what the fuck? Is that even a thing for real? Damn, Obama, you know what I'm saying? And he's going for the swirl. You know what I'm saying? He was a swirl himself, man, you know what I'm saying? But damn, I mean, Jennifer Aniston ain't bad, dog. I just, you know what I'm saying? I mean, damn, you ain't got to do Michelle like that, but damn, that's wild, bro. If that's the case. I don't believe that shit at all. But, man, that's just the, you know what I'm saying, type of shit that we got going on out here, man. And it really don't seem to be getting no better, man. Ain't no telling what Trump gonna be on tomorrow. Every day is just like, man, I know I might be blown, and I'll be like, damn. The fact that he went out to, you know what I'm saying, civil rights and shit, like clockwork, like, he like, nigga, I've been working on this all my life. Damn, I left my notebook in that bitch, man. Yeah, because I was going to talk about two more of these, you know what I'm saying, cases I seen on motherfucking me. What's the shit called? Law and crime and shit, man. Because these teachers be wilding the fuck out, bro. I don't know what's going on with these, with America, man, and especially like, it seems like middle America, man, because I mean, it's kind of all over the place, but I've seen a couple cases in Ohio, Tennessee, shit, them little areas, man. I'm like, damn. What the fuck going on with them folks, man? Teachers just, you know what I'm saying, getting freaky out here, bro. And like, I don't know, when I was in school, I ain't never really, I mean, it happened, but like, you ain't never really just hear about it with this much frequency, man. Like, damn. Them niggas, you know what I'm saying, always got some shit going. How's y'all finding all these people? You know what I'm saying? Woman out of line, bro. Hold on a second, man. Give me a second. Just give me a second, man. My damn shit moving a little slow. I done came outside and shit. All right, man. Let me get back over here. Do this real quick. Cause like I was saying earlier about the lady with the that I wrote down, Laura Karen or some shit like that, man. 5th grade teacher, man, impregnated by a 12-year-old, man. Oh, like what? This like they making shit up out the, you know what I'm saying, like stories or some shit, man. Like this shit right here, down there, a Lifetime movie or some shit, nigga.
Case came to light after the alleged victim's father noticed an uncanny resemblance between the teacher's baby and his own son. Now, the teacher is facing serious charges as disturbing details emerge from their alleged relationship. Welcome to Sidebar, presented by Law and Crime. I'm Jesse Weber. Hey everybody, this is a Law and Crime legal alert. Did you know that children are being diagnosed with serious conditions like type 2 diabetes and non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, and the research is potentially linking ultra-processed foods to this? Yeah, well, Morgan & Morgan is stepping in to fight to hold these food companies accountable. With decades of experience fighting large corporations, they are ready to stand up for what families deserve, justice. So if your child under 21 has been diagnosed with type 2 diabetes or fatty liver disease, then visit www.forthepeople.com/food to learn more. 34-year-old Laura Karen was a 5th grade teacher at Middle Township Elementary School out in New Jersey when she was arrested last week for child sex crimes. Prosecutors say she raped a student from 2016 to 2020, starting when he was just 11 years old. But here's where the case takes an even more disgusting and disturbing turn, because in 2019, when the victim was 13, Karen allegedly gave birth to his child. She was 28 at the time. So how did authorities uncover this? How did they find out about this alleged abuse? This is different. So it all started with a social media post, apparently, because it's being reported that in December of 2024, the victim's father made a Facebook post pointing out that Karen's 5-year-old child bore a striking resemblance to both himself and his son, the alleged victim in this case. This post apparently raised a lot of red flags and sparked an investigation. We have a lot to get into. I want to talk about this more. I want to bring on former prosecutor and current sexual misconduct investigator Dan Shor, who's also the author of 2 books. Am I right, Dan? What are the titles of those books, in case people?
Yeah, one is called Final Table. It came out a couple of years ago, and I have a new novel coming out in August that'll be distributed by Simon & Schuster. It's called Open Bar. They're both about sexual misconduct issues, and you could find them Amazon, anywhere else that books are sold.
All right, sounds good. So now I'm happy to have you here to talk about this, because this is a weird one. I mean, it's a disturbing one, but the idea that the victim's father had seen and made this post, and that's what sparked an investigation. Does it usually happen like that?
It's certainly unusual, and we live in an age where people are posting their thoughts on Facebook in a very unfiltered way, and usually you think if a father suspected that, he might go straight to law enforcement or to a school authority. Here, according to law enforcement, it started with a Facebook post where he was saying that the child looked like him and his son. And people fortunately picked up on that. It's important that if someone sees something online and there's an indication that there might be something egregious that happened, such as child sex abuse, that someone did escalate that and it did get to law enforcement and they were able to investigate it, because a lot of times people see things online and they just figure, well, it's not my problem, I'm not going to do anything about it. Apparently other people did raise flags about this, and that led to this investigation and this arrest.
We covered a case recently where somebody posted on social media, I forgot which platform, that they were the victim of abuse that had been going on at the school. And that, you know, is things go viral, videos go viral. People said, oh, that same thing happened to me. And so it's amazing when you think about the power of social media. We talk about the negative influences of it, but the powerful influences of it, actually spreading a message and gaining awareness and traction, that you're seeing something like that. Now, going back to this case, according to detectives, Karen had reportedly been this victim's 5th grade teacher, as well as his brothers. And she reportedly befriended their parents, gained their trust, even offering to babysit the couple's 3 children at her home, which is what we're about to get into, is where much of this abuse happened. Dan, do you usually see that where somebody will befriend the parents, you know, as a way to get into that household, or bring the children into their environment? You know, you go after the parents, you go after the family, and that becomes even more concerning about who do you...
Yeah, man, that shit definitely only happen with white people, man. I ain't just like niggas already knowing teachers ain't trying to deal with kids all damn day. Yeah, I babysit them. That's a red flag in itself right there. I babysit them. Like, I would just, man, I could imagine my son teacher gonna be talking about, yeah, I babysit them. Like, what? What's going on, Miss Oakland? What you got going on, man? You tripping. So, I'm not saying that it can't happen to niggas, but I'm just saying, man, it's not a usual, you know what I'm saying, nigga activity right here for us to be having teachers wanting to, you know what I'm saying, watch our kids and shit, bro. That's a little different, man.
Who do you trust?
Absolutely. I think the stereotype in society for parents is to worry about the child being grabbed in a park by a stranger or on a playground. And there's this stranger danger that if I turn my head for a few seconds, my child's going to be taken or something dangerous is going to happen. Those things do happen, but the much greater danger in society is people that you trust, people that ingratiate themselves to a family, become people who the family looks to as someone, well, they're safe because they're with this person who we know. And unfortunately, most cases of sex abuse that I've seen in my career, and I've been investigating these for about 25 years, they generally involve people that the parents knew or the child knew. And those are the ones that are often the ones who are committing acts like this. And it's tough when you want to trust someone. I know as a parent, you want to trust the people in your community, you want to trust the caregivers. Unfortunately, those are often the people who abuse that trust, or at least the people who commit sex abuse tend to be the ones who are in positions of trust.
Unfortunately, you are very right, and that's a real big issue that we're seeing a lot, particularly the stories we cover here on Sidebar. Now, at first, these kids, so the victim, the brother, the sister, they would have had these sleepovers, or they had these sleepovers at Karen's home. But eventually, for some reason that hasn't really been released, the victim and his siblings, they started living full time with Karen. And in fact, during her first appearance at her hearing last week, the judge referred to Karen as a, quote, resource family parent for the children, which is, when in New Jersey, our understanding is what they refer to as foster parents. And Karen attended that hearing virtually, by the way, from jail. But during an interview with detectives, the victim's sister told them some very chilling details about what she witnessed. She said that she would often wake up to find her brother sleeping in Karen's bed, despite the fact that the kids shared a room upstairs. Even more disturbing, she claimed that Karen would enter the bathroom and lock the door when her brother was showering. And the victim's brother told police he once witnessed Karen sexually assaulting his brother when they thought he was asleep. And by the way, Dan, just to stop there, it's one thing in a lot of these cases we have the testimony or the potential testimony of the victim, the child themselves. You know, the idea of, at a trial, they're going to be the only ones who'll testify to the abuse. But now if you have other eyewitnesses, other children, that raises this to a different.
Definitely. Because child sex abuse generally does happen, no one else around. So it is hard sometimes to prove those kids.
I mean, that shit is just wild. And because she's a pretty white woman, you know what I'm saying? And like, even though the other case, the woman wasn't really pretty, they still go end up with little time, no time. Like, I think, who was it? The girl that killed her boyfriend and shit. I think she ended up getting off or some shit, you know what I'm saying? I can't remember exactly. You know what I'm saying? She, you know what I'm saying, was just like, everybody was in awe of her as far as like the reporters and shit. I remember this shit. I think it was Casey Anthony, but I might be wrong. But shit, was Casey Anthony the one that, she the one that killed her daughter. You know what I'm saying? Not the boyfriend. I think it was Jodi Arias. But both of them cases was kind of like how I see this case going. Where because she's the pretty white woman and supposedly, you know what I'm saying, and like the mainstream aesthetics, they gon' okay, well, she, you know what I'm saying, I don't know, got mental illness or something. They gonna throw some type of caveat in there to make it where it's like, oh, we can't just harshly punish her. She still got a life and a family and kids or whatever the fuck she got. I don't know what she might be single. You know what I'm saying? She might not have had no kids. It don't seem like it if she was trying to take care of their kids. But this shit just a crazy situation, man. I was gonna go through 2 more other stories, man, but shit, I'm getting to a point where it's time to, you know what I'm saying, wrap this bitch up, man. I told myself I wasn't gonna go past an hour and a half. I'm already there. So I appreciate all who came and watched, man. That was, you know what I'm saying. I appreciate y'all always coming through, fucking with your boy. Shit, man. My main reason why I even put the thumbnail up, man, because that's how I be watching a lot of this shit, man. I be sitting there with the drink in my hand, like, this shit right here is ridiculous. What the fuck going on in the world right now? And it don't be like it really changed much year to year. You know what I'm saying? It's to just get crazier and crazier. You know what I'm saying? So it don't really matter if it's a Democrat or Republican most times. Shit like this is some shit that continue to happen, whether it be, you know what I'm saying, white, black, or otherwise, man. I want to say in a week time, man, I seen 3 niggas, you know what I'm saying, that was accused of, you know what I'm saying, either, you know what I'm saying, molesting the girl, murdering them, or some type of shit like that, man. I was talking earlier about what's her name, Nazaria Harris, and that whole case, and how it seemed like it didn't get, you know what I'm saying, as much attention as some of these other cases and shit like that, man. Like, I ain't see the law and crime, you know what I'm saying, on that, even though it might be out there, but that didn't hit my algorithm and shit like as much, except for like people sharing it, black women, black men sharing that shit. Really black women, because I ain't gonna even cap, man. I ain't see a lot of niggas even talking about it like that. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never even make a video about it personally. You know what I'm saying? But that shit is a touching situation, man. When our youth, you know what I'm saying, are in danger every day they step outside, man. And a lot of times it be from their own parents, it be from family members, it be from a teacher, somebody that you feel like you're supposed to trust. But shit, and we living in a time where, man, it ain't no trust, man. It ain't no looking to the other person, man. Shit, the community damn near dead, man. That's why I say this has got to build the community back up first. We got to get the right people in and then the wrong people out. But this shit right here, like I said, this shit is all over the world, man. This shit in all cultures and shit like that, man. And we gotta weed this shit out, man. That's why I feel like the whole Diddy situations and all these different shits like that, man, it's just telling me, man, like, we gotta weed that shit out, man. We can't hold, you know what I'm saying, ourselves to a certain person or certain people just because, oh, it's some black shit or some white shit or none of that shit, man. We gotta look at bad character and call it for what it is, bad character. And then build that righteous coalition amongst different people, man. But also having our interests at mind, you know what I'm saying? So black people, we got to understand, you know what I'm saying, that our interests ain't going to necessarily align with white people all the time. Even in a completely peaceful, kumbaya state, we're not going to align completely. We got to have our own interests at mind at the end of the day. We can't, you know what I'm saying, believe that shit intertwined, because it's not. I talk to niggas that third the military, all that shit, man. They experience, I never heard them, they experience be the same as far as black and white. I talk to niggas that's police officers all the time, man. Shit, I ain't never seen the experience between a black and white police officer be the same. You know what I'm saying? It's always a little bit of a difference. I ain't gonna even say a little bit of a difference because we know what the difference is. But shit, yeah, I appreciate y'all coming out, fucking with me, man. Real talk. And for the haters, man. Let me find my little shit real quick, man. First off, you know what I'm saying? For you motherfuckers behind this Trump shit right now, you know what I'm saying? I gotta just go play this shit one time.
You were cool like Condoleezza Rice. You were cool, can't forget about Kanye.
I'm just playing, man. You know I love y'all niggas out there, man. But shit, this the one I really want to play for the haters out there, baby. You know what I'm saying? Always remember.
I like who like me.
Right.
I like who like me.
Right.
I ain't trying to convince you and trace you down and tie you down. Oh, why you don't like me? Bruh, not in today's time.